There's a video clip where some girl, Chris is holding her hand and he's letting her go. It ain't that serious. It's just like,
yeah, it wasn't. But he knew when that camera turned to let that girl's hand go. So.
I know.
I was like, you knew what was happening. He was like, optics. Let me move the hand. Hey. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Beyond the Villa. Season 2, we will be discussing episodes 5 and 6. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. And before we get into this episode, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and be in the comments because we're still here. And you asked for it, so we're here, guys.
I thought you were about to say we're still here because we're still on the same storyline.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought she was about to say.
That too.
Which I guess we could go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, I'm about to say there's a little bit extra this time. It was some Coco and Chris. That.
Yeah.
And like I said, it went in the direction. I was like, I don't know if the girl's interested. I don't know, but whatever. We'll talk about that. And then we had a little bit of some extra stuff. The Oklahoma visit, Clark and Taylor. You know, it is the same though. Yeah. But let's get that out of the way first. What is the same is this Iris, Hannah, Pepe, TJ shit.
Yeah. I'm so over it. Like, I don't understand. And really, I'm really over it because I feel like Hannah is like exacerbating everything for some reason. And I don't know. It's like she's fueling Iris's rage. And it seems like Iris does not want to be angry about it. But it's like anytime Hannah is in the mix, it just makes everything so much more elevated and more escalated than it has to be. I still need to know what Pepe did. Like, I am not understanding everything that's happening because of some he say, she say mess that's still not confirmed.
Yeah, it is still a little unclear. We got a few more details. It seems like, I guess what they're saying is that like Pepe said, well, what Hannah said, it seemed like she was saying that Pepe was saying that Iris did something with TJ while they were together. Was that what? Look, maybe I'm confusing.
So the lie was that TJ was messing with Grayson and Hannah. And Pepe, I guess, was telling Iris that these things were happening. And it was almost like a warning. Like, I mean, you might want to go back there. That's what it seems like. You might want to go back there. But these are the things that were happening when you didn't know they were happening.
You might not want to go back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you that Hannah is ratcheting up the situation, ratcheting up the drama. But I also think that Iris is also, it's like, you're a grown woman. Like, why you being a little too dramatic about all of this? All of y'all are. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, Pepe showed up to the party, Hannah's party. I don't know why he did that. You know, is it a producer thing? You know, don't show. Just go to whoever you be hanging out with, Shaq and them, whatever. Hang out with the folks you hang out with because this ain't your people. But aside from that, it's like all of the drama is so unnecessary. It's like, I think Iris be with it too, you know, to be honest.
Yeah, no, she definitely is. I think Iris is still with the shits. I think that Iris, it's just,
she's just calmer. She is calmer. I think that's what you're trying to get at. That she seems a little more less drama, you know, even like you could see with the family and everything.
She's less dramatic, but at the same time, it's just like what Pepe said. It's this triangle, and Iris is at the top of it, right? And so it's like all these things probably wouldn't be or wouldn't have occurred if there was not so much back and forth with Iris and who she wanted to be with at the end of the day, right? Like there had to be some reservation or some hesitation coming out of the island. For the simple fact that as soon as you touch down and get off that plane, you went to go see TJ. And so it's like at the very baseline of it all, it's just like you're happy with TJ. So let's all just move on. It shouldn't continue to be this conversation. At this point, nobody owes anybody an apology because y'all weren't in a relationship.
Yeah.
You wanted the relationship, and by the time y'all got to the reunion, He did not say y'all were together. So whatever is occurring or whatever happened at this point, it's all based on a lack of expectations and needs being met and a lack of communication. So just squash it at that. Nobody did anything wrong because y'all weren't in a relationship.
Yeah, it feels like they're just egging it on for the show, but part of me is like they're good actors if they are, because it's like it seems like y'all are genuinely upset about these things, you know?
Yeah.
But even her saying he did apologize, and she's like, if you just apologize, then that will solve it, basically, essentially what she said. And then he apologized, and then it's like, I think his apology is fake. And it's like, girl, at some point you just gotta choose to move on, you know? Choose to move on.
Not only that,
so
not only that, but she talking about it's too much. I don't want to do this. I would just want it to be over, when it was supposed to be just a man-on-man conversation, and you stepped your ass into it. Pepe said, if you don't mind, can me and TJ just speak? And you came in, I don't know for what reason, and said, no, this is my boyfriend, so I want to be in the conversation. And it's like, you didn't need to be there. That wasn't your place. This was a TJ and Pepe conversation, and she could have left it at that. I wouldn't have added myself in.
I don't know.
There was no need.
Because it was like, it all involves me. So if that was me in that situation, I ain't faulted for being in it, because it's like, let's just cut the shit all together, you know. But at the same time, it does add up the drama because it's 2-on-1. But yeah. So folks who didn't watch, the drama continues. It don't even seem like it's squashed, but hopefully they just at least stay on their different sides of the earth, you know? I don't know. But
now I will also add that I did see online, Jeremiah was on live, and I guess Jeremiah's been getting a lot of hate his way for not dapping up Pepe at the Christmas party. And so Jeremiah was basically saying like he is not cool with Pepe because Pepe lied about a few things allegedly. Some of those things being, I guess, while they were in the villa, Pepe allegedly was like, I own a gym, I have like this nonprofit organization or something like that. I'm like, we never heard those things, or at least I don't remember.
That's what Jeremiah said that he said.
Yeah, that's what Jeremiah said that Pepe said. And Jeremiah said it like we saw, because he was like, don't forget, guys, he told me all these things about himself and they ended up being a lie. He said he was like getting this car, that car, or something like that. And they were all lies. So like Jeremiah was speaking to the crowd as if we heard these things before. I can't remember every conversation in detail. I just feel like if Pepe had all that going on, I would have looked at him as somebody with a little bit more substance. And I don't remember having that feeling, so I don't know. But yeah, Jeremiah said he lied about those things, and he also said he lied about the whole Iris and TJ, that drama situation. So that's why Jeremiah ain't cool with him. So I don't know, it's another person in the mix saying that like he be telling lies. So who knows?
Yeah, that was the Iris, Pepe, TJ, and all of them. Anybody adjacent to that storyline, that's the shit, you know. I was about to say one thing about Hannah earlier though, that I'm not a fan of her. Like, aside from just the drama stuff, there's something about her that feels like my personality is just to try to be a personality. It's like, is she real or is she not? It's not giving authenticity.
Yeah.
It's giving I saw a bunch of teenage, like the OC, you know, all these different things. I mean, that's back in the day, but whatever the kids be watching, it's like I saw a bunch of those and they showed me how girls are supposed to act, and now I act with bubbliness of like trying to be that person. Like, that's her personality, is to try to have a bubbly, girly personality, and it feels very disingenuous. But anywho.
Yeah, no, it does. Even the she came into Clark's photo shoot, I didn't really like that. Like, Clark is trying hard to like figure out what she wants to do, and you make the moment about her, about yourself, and like you're in this Christmas outfit. It was too much.
It's like she basically was in Clark's photo shoot before Clark was in there, and I understand she said Clark's doing her makeup. I feel like personally because some of these storylines feel orchestrated, and so because it does not feel like Clark is really their friend, like, you know what I'm saying, or they're Clark's friend, and so it feels like they are trying to add something in that's believable to cross these two storylines. But because Clark was, that's one of the things I noticed from this drop of episodes is that Clark is in a lot of storylines. Like she's in everything. Like she's somewhere with Andrina trying to like get onto the modeling thing. She's in this thing with Hannah. She's in at the Christmas party that Hannah and them threw. She's with Clark
at
and
the
Taylor
family
and
function.
Yeah, she's just
With
at
TJ's
everybody's storyline. Yeah, yes, and then the Amaya and everybody came, and it's like it was like Amaya, Iris, Jeremiah, and Clark, and then Andrina came at the end after Iris was meeting with TJ's mom. So it kind of crossed over from her meeting with his mom to then,
a friend hangout.
Yeah, a friend hangout. And I was just like, Clark is just oddly in all of these things, and it doesn't seem like she fits in any of it, but I'm not trying to say anything bad about her, but it's just like she doesn't seem like she fits in any of it. But it seems like maybe the producers have just been like, we'll just stick you in everything. I don't know, because
I do wish for Clark. I think like just back in the season, because she is attached to Taylor, it just didn't do a lot of great things for her as a brand coming out of this. And so now it's kind of like stunting her development a little bit because people can't see them apart. And I feel like if that wasn't her storyline, if she would have coupled up with somebody else, or there was just a little bit more, I don't know, maybe like some sisterhood between her and Alandria, and like some real conversations about it where she wasn't seeming so nonchalant or like having somewhat of a little bit of a, I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like she would have been able to kind of take a position more so like a Shelley or an Alandria coming out, where it's like they got their own things going on and they're separated, right? Like they're no longer branded by Love Island. And so I think she kind of missed that opportunity being with Clark a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree that, with Taylor. Yeah, I agree that Taylor has not necessarily elevated her brand being with him, for sure. It's held her down, but she seemed to love him. I am shocked that they are still together, but it seems like she's in it, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And this drop of episodes, it seems like Taylor was a little bit more supportive of her being in LA and chasing her dreams. Now, he is still seemingly making it seem like it's not that serious, because he was like, you could try your little 2 years here. I got 2 years left of vet school, and then you can come on back. But it's something about Taylor that is just so off-putting. We didn't talk about it in the last drop, but like even him saying like your horse is going to be gone. We talked about in the first episode, talking about like the Chanel bags and stuff. It's like that whole threatening, if you don't stay, everything is being taken away from you. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
And it's like he's so firm about Oklahoma that it's just, and she's clear that she doesn't want to be there, but he's not open to possibly moving or thinking about somewhere else, because like even if we were talking about Charlotte, right? Like Charlotte's more close, it's better. It's more of a compromise between than LA and Oklahoma, between LA and Oklahoma. You know what I mean? And that's where she originally was, but it didn't seem like he had no interest in moving there. I'm sure North Carolina got plenty of farms right around the corner from Charlotte. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it just didn't seem like he had any desire to compromise. He just want her to be, what he wants her to be in, plop into my world. And so it is what it is. It does seem like, I don't know. I don't like a man who's too firm about like what he not going to do for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that always is telling. And we love a man with a good backbone, but you also have to be flexible as a man. Like you got to have a backbone against the world, but you got to be a little flexible for your girl. Okay?
Right. Yeah. And even in this time period, and I know they're super young, but when he was like, how are you going to afford to live here in LA? It's like, you at home, Taylor, your parents' house. So while we talking about what somebody else can't afford, baby, until you out living independently, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't like that. Like, because at the very least, you could offer to pay a bill or two to help me pursue this goal, since you ain't got none. Help me a little bit, since you want me to just bring my ass over to Oklahoma. Give me a little bit so I can enjoy these 2 years to the fullest, if that is the plan that we decide together.
Yeah.
But you can
yeah.
at least be a little bit more on my side instead of telling me or trying to give me all of the worries of why this may not go right. Because all
agree.
Taylor is operating in is like anxious attachment. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems like he doesn't want to lose Clark. And this could be anybody. I don't even know if I don't think it's singular to Clark. I think he sees the threat of somebody leaving or not wanting to be in his lifestyle as a serious, like, oh, this isn't going to work. And so he's doing these extreme or displaying these extreme behaviors like, oh, I'll take this from you, or this isn't going to work. How you going to do that? Instead of just being supportive.
Yeah, he like the op. For real. It's just not, it is what it is. But yeah.
Oh, and one last thing about them. When, was it Hannah who was like, you're not a wife or something like that? And she had to ask if Taylor could come to the party. It's like when stuff like that is happening, not saying like Hannah is the most like insightful human being in the world, but it's like the fact that you felt like you had to ask, can my man who is also an Islander come to this Islander party? To me, it seems like he may not be viewed the best amongst the girlies and what's happening.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, he seemed like he also don't like the situation, because even when Clark came up with the Tahoe idea, so I guess that's going to be the next drop of episodes, they're going to go to Lake Tahoe based on the idea that Clark came up with, and so she's like trying to get everybody on board. Taylor as not going for vet school, like what student, first of all, you could pull a week or weekend, whatever they doing, to go out. Like, classes be online. You know what I'm saying? Students, that's the time. I mean, you just came from PhD program, so maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping.
No, I mean, there were plenty of trips I went on, and there were plenty of trips I couldn't go on.
Really? Okay.
But maybe. He said it was the first week of class. That's the best time to go on a trip.
I know, that's what I was saying. This ain't no midterm.
I'm like, it's the first week. We just going over the syllabus and, all the entry level stuff. I'm going to send my professors their email, and the professors be the same. You've been in the vet school program. You done had probably at least one or two of them professors that you have in this semester. So I would have likely sent that email. Hey, doc, gonna be out of town for some family things, but I'll be back the second week. Can you send me the syllabus ahead of time? They would have been A-okay, I'm sure.
Absolutely. And that's why I feel like he don't fuck with them. That's what I basically was trying to bring that up for, is that, like, this is your girl planning this trip and you not going. Like, one, I think that shows a little bit about his supportiveness for her, but also I don't think he fuck with them. And so to your point that they don't fuck with him, it's probably like a mutual, like, nah, we don't, I'm not here for all of that sort of thing. Because even like they was talking about Jeremiah when they was out at the boys traveled to Oklahoma to visit Taylor. Chris and Brian did, and they were kind of having little jokes about Jeremiah. I'm like, okay, so they not buddies, I guess, and they talk about how Jeremiah is with the girls and da. But
yeah,
it is what it is. Do we want to talk about that boys trip, for a moment? Because I think that'd be a good segue.
Yeah, that
into
was
the Clark,
funny.
I mean, the Coco and Chris stuff.
Yeah. No, that was absolutely hilarious. When Taylor had him pick that poop up with his hand, I was like, no, you wrong. Because I was sitting there thinking the whole time, like, just turn it over and dump it. Like, why is this being... But Taylor was like, he could have did that, but I wasn't going to tell him.
Yeah, I can't with... Like, I'm like, aren't y'all here to have a good time? Why are we putting people to work? But I guess you got to have something for the show. And so every time stuff don't make sense, I'm like, okay, yeah, for the show. Okay, for the show. But also, that club did not look lit. So, and
I was like, Oklahoma did not show y'all a good time whatsoever.
I know.
It's probably... It was giving country lounge. It was giving the spot, the only spot. This is where everybody comes.
I know. When they do the outside shot of the place, I'm like, not an apartment complex right here. Houses. These are townhouses right behind it. Like, child, y'all got noise ordinances. Okay, y'all can't turn up for real. Like, so stop acting like it's lit. And they was the ones dancing on the dance floor. It was not a ton of other people, but it is what it is. I'm not trying to play it or whatever, but don't try to act like it's like lit, because he was like, and they all was like, yes, it's so lit. Okay.
The only lit part was because they was lit. That was it. Sometimes you could just make a good time anywhere. They were happy to be with each other, so they made a good time out of the situation. But it wasn't given. Yeah.
It is also interesting because I'm like, they had the little big booty waitresses there. You know what I'm saying? Like with no clothes on. I'm like, I guess, I guess this maybe is a Southern thing, but also it's everywhere. I guess people just be having no clothes on, the bottle girls. So, it is what it is. But yeah, they had, as one of my friends would say, cornbread fed ladies down there.
Right.
They want skinny girls. So I guess that's a country thing too, but anywho, Chris and Coco, let's talk about that a little bit, because before the boys went on to the trip, multiple people said, watch what you do, don't get in no issue. And then I guess there's like a little bit of a video clip where some girl is like, Chris is holding her hand or something, and he's letting her go, and then like he waves or whatever. I don't know, it ain't that serious. It's just like,
yeah, it wasn't, but he knew that camera turned to let that girl's hand go, so.
I know.
I was like, you knew what was happening. He was like, optics. Let me move the hand. Hey, right. I was like, this is how we know, because you let it go too quick. You ain't let it go gently, like you was gently holding a woman's hand. I know. Whoa, camera.
I know. You ain't leaning in and grabbing and kissing it, like, you know what I'm saying? You knew what. So what do you think about the Coco? Because like, from that, at the end of this episode, of episode 6, Coco is kind of like, you knew enough to be trying to chase me. You knew enough to like, we not exclusive, but you knew that you wanted it enough to do what you doing. So you knew enough to respect yourself and respect me, basically, is what she said. And so I was
I agree with her. Now, I think funny. Now, I do agree with her, but giving the situation, like, okay, so I know how it feels to not have, you don't have like complete understanding of what happened because you weren't there, right? And so all she's going off of is these little clips, and at the end of the day, you're probably gonna believe that your bros, his bros gonna stick up for him and say like, nothing happened, nothing was that big of a deal, X, Y, and Z, right? But given just like the situation, it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, they went to a lounge. It's like, is Chris really trying to take home anybody?
And like Brian said, to what's face mama's house, to Taylor's mama house. Right. I don't know if that's happening. Yeah. But yeah. So I renewed my prior statement when I said that I'm not sure how she feels about him. Like, that's kind of how I felt about this whole drop of episodes. It felt like when she was like, oh, I gave him his little kiss, like he wanted under the mistletoe. And it is interesting, like, that he chose to want to have their first kiss on this public camera. Because I would have been like her, like, you want to do something more intimate. However, when they did the clip of like she tonguing people down in the villa and how she's okay with kissing all of these guys, like, it is kind of like where it's giving, like I said, that it's something about him that he may not do it for her. And I get it. I can
me too, baby, because that outfit, like, at the club with the colors, I was like, what is this, Coogee? Is this a spin on Coogee? What is? For the young folks listening, that was a brand back in the day, like Baby Fat, Echo Red, if you know, you know. But I literally was like, is this a Coogee new spinoff? Like, Chris's style, and Coco is a style queen. And I consider myself a style queen myself. I feel like, I like an outfit.
You have good style.
I don't want a man who can't dress, or who at least don't listen to me when I say don't put that on. Like that will actually
turn me
off after a while.
Can't be living in fear. No man's his next outfit. Okay.
Yes. And as long as you can work with me, like, if we start off bad and you willing to be open to it, that's fine. But it is still something about Chris that I can see might not just tickle the fancy just a little. It's some, I don't know what it is. I don't know, because when he talk about Coco, it's like, she's so fine, she's so beautiful, but it's like that energy is not translating in their interactions with each other.
I don't even think it's that. Well, for me, like, from my observation, it seems like he is into her. He's trying to pour all that energy into her. I think it's just something about him and how he operates as a man. It's something about him that seems a little less sure, even in how, like, he dealt with Huda. It's like, how don't you see? Like, I need my man to have vision. I need him to be able to see, like, oh, this right here, this is a good woman. Not just that, oh, she looks good. You know what I'm saying? This is a good woman. This is a woman that I want on my side because I understand the value of a woman, and I know what women to steer away from. You got to have good judgment. You know what I'm saying? As a man, you know what I'm saying? And so I think there's something about him that gives boy, and I wouldn't personally, I think he's objectively attractive. I think if I were to see him in the streets, not knowing anything about his insides, I would think like, oh, this is a fine man. Oh, who is this? I would be like, oh, let me get to know him. But then the way he operates would kind of make me lose it. Like, there's an episode of A Different World where Gina DeVoe is like, somebody's like, oh, he just got out of jail. And she's like, ooh, honey boom, I just got over him. And like, that's the spirit of like how I feel about when you meet a guy and you really get to know their insides, and they were cute to you before, but then it's like, the insides is not what I need. It's like that energy with him. So I could see it. Do I think it's that big of a deal? No, but I do think that she was just not, she wanted a 10 with him. She wanted an 8 or above. Right. And I think he just had a little cushion, and then he done used it up. And so she about to be on her way. But he said also he don't like the way she talked to him. He called her Courtney and Coco. Courtney be like, Chris,
and then come here, get my shoes. That they did, that one flash she showed about the shoes, I was like, ooh, Chalea, this wasn't giving the soft Coco we saw on the screen, giggling and, doing all the things. So I could only imagine. And it was funny when the producer was like, do you think she shows us a different side? And he was like, yeah, probably.
I can see it with her though.
Now I will say, I could too. But I will say, he said, something was happening at the game, and his interpretation of it was her feet was hurting. And he didn't do, I don't really know. But what she said was, why are you walking ahead of me? Now that I was with her with. Don't ever walk ahead of me, especially if we out on the street. She said she getting catcalled, Because
you're too far apart. They don't know she taking, okay?
Right, exactly. And so I was with her with that one. Like, no, you need to be by my side, holding my hand, carrying me. I'm light, I'm petite. You could have took me to the car, honey. Like, that's what I would have said if I was Coco. That's my baby.
No, totally. I can see it. The one other thing though that is that they ended the episode with giving everybody a video. Like, they gave Grayson a video of the situation in the club with Chris pulling his hand back. And so I'm like, they just gave everybody a copy of the video. And so I feel like that's going to be the tea of these next 2 episodes. That's the drama that they're teeing up for us. But yeah, anywho, Amaya, she had some health stuff.
Yes, Amaya. Yeah, she did have a lot going on. I was really sad for her, especially when you got to be in a hospital by yourself. All your people are literally across the United States. So even if they did want to get to you, which, I mean, at this point, she ain't lacking no money. So she probably could have flew her people out. But it's like, as somebody who's from California, it ain't easy to just get up and go sometimes. So
and it's Crohn's disease. I'm like, that's not easy. I don't. I remember I was in court one time, right? That's how I found out what Crohn's disease was. Their attorney was requesting to move a hearing or whatever. And I was just like, the delays, no. Like, no. I was not with the shits. And then, no pun intended, but they was like, basically, this is what he's got. He's got Crohn's disease. He's got issues. That was the first time I'd heard of it. And it's just like, it's a lot, going to the bathroom,
it's a lot.
All those things. How she even was in the villa with Crohn's disease?
Well, she wasn't. I mean, it probably flared up because of the stress, just like Kayla getting out, and she had her kidney issues. It's like,
true.
It's a complete change of your life.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, how is she in the villa? Like, but maybe it wasn't.
Well, in the villa, you're just having fun. But
I guess I'm saying like it requires a lot of frequent restrooms, and like it's not just the flare ups. It's also just like how you pass your bowels, like literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know,
because they didn't talk about it. So
yeah, I mean, and I don't know, but I guess there's a bathroom there, so if she's just in the bathroom all the time, I don't know, but I never saw anything about that.
Well, you know, they did when I forgot who it was that was trying to set up something cute for somebody, and Amaya's excuse was she's going to the bathroom. She got to go poop, and that's what took so long. So maybe there was some type of understanding with that, because it was like, oh, okay, situation. So maybe they knew. But yeah, either on the other side of it with Amaya was her response at the end that we see that's coming up to Brian. Was it at the party that she was like, oh no, he like leaned in, or was that the preview? I can't remember.
It was a preview.
The preview.
He leaned in.
Yeah, and I am kind of like, Amaya, okay, now you done said you forgave him. Let's move on, girl. Let's move on. I don't know.
Well, I think just personally, I just think that when she forgave him, I think he manipulated the situation. To be honest, I'm not trying to sit here and say she need to carry on a grudge, but I think like him kissing her on the cheek, it's like if my ex were to be like kiss me on the cheek, like hold up, like we cool, but we ain't that cool, back up, but like I don't understand why he leaned in for a kiss on the cheek. Back up.
Yeah. No, cool. I did have a thought. Is that how he always say hello to the ladies? I wasn't sure.
I don't know. But I'm like,
but from it seemed like he was going in like it was normal
at all. Like right here. You know what I'm saying?
Shaking hands.
I know. If that, like a nod across the room. Hey, I see you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You know I feel you on that. I do feel you on that, because that was the situation was manipulated. But
it seemed like she to your point that she's maybe there's something emotionally that she hasn't let go, even though it seemed like she had, and maybe she do need to like work on that, or just whatever, keep her distance.
Yeah, I just think like I do understand people not being friends with their exes. I just think this is such a unique situation where it's like it's gonna be some crossover that's constantly happening. So it's like either you gotta like remove yourself, but you can't force everybody to remove that person for you. You know,
no, true, yeah, because and they all were upset at Bella. So we have to talk about the Bella and all the ladies, and then the Austin and Grayson situation, because that was in there too. Lots of things that were new this episode. So yeah, but the Bella and the ladies storyline was the same. Hannah and Iris and them, they not really expanding their clique. Bella, Grayson, Coco are on the outs with that thing, and they seem to talk about it more, and I just still don't get, like, because Grayson chimed in as well, and it's like we want to hang out with them, and it's like, why, ladies, stop it. We said this last time, but stop it. Like, why do they want to hang out with them? These ladies don't want to hang out with y'all. You feel dismissed when you tell them a story, and they 2 seconds later on to the next thing, not paying attention to you. Like, why do you want to hang out with them? There's some self-worth issues going on in this crew. Like, you know, and it looks like in a preview for the next episode, Coco leading the charge in the conversation, confronting Hannah and them about it. And I'm like, why? Because I thought of all people, Coco was the least invested in that issue. Like, she recognized it, but it's like, that's them, that's not me. But what's happening here? So I don't know.
The problem is everybody went into this experience for proximity to this version of success that they're chasing. And for them, they feel like Hannah and Iris are at the forefront. If they really, really, really was where they wanted to be, they would want to be hanging out with Alandria, but they can't, because Alandria got that wall up so high. Thank the Lord. And so to them, it's like Iris and Hannah are the next thing, especially when the storylines like have been about them, right? Like that's been the next storylines that has carried through after the season in social media. We don't really hear stuff going on about, and didn't even know Austin and Grayson had dated. Like nothing else has been filtering out as a topic of conversation. And Iris has had a few brand deals herself, and so that's what they want. They just want that proximity to the bag, to the success. And they don't have it. And I don't know. It's like, I get it. It was this experience that was very intimate, 90 days together. But it's like, who cares? Yeah. You got to move on. You know, you got to move on. Don't be trying to get accepted into spaces that don't want you, because it's nothing to do with you, right? Y'all just not a good fit. There's not compatibility here. And so we don't need to force it.
Yeah. No, facts. But speaking of Grayson, Austin made an appearance this episode, and I'm like, Austin is a Mr. Stand on Business. He was being very authentic and very cut to the chase with all his answers about everything. And I was like,
he said, news to me, sweet. So I didn't know I was in a relationship. Like, that girl might be talking about me. She might feel like we in one, but I never said we was in a relationship.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, he said I was like, ooh, if I was Grayson, it would have probably hit me at the chest. Like, not romantic. This didn't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm like, whoo. It was one after the other.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, girl, I know that hurt because it seemed like she really liked him.
Yeah. It's odd. It's an odd situation. Again, there's something about the well, maybe it's not self-worth, but it's something there that, like, it was too many tears to me for, like, what the way he was describing it, you know? But I also can recognize that it seems like they do a lot of friendship type things and they've had sex. And I think that caused a lot of blurring for her, whereas he seems like someone who can very much compartmentalize things. Even going back to the challenge where they were trying to guess how many people slept with, like what their body count was, and he was like, was he over, I know he was over 100, but was he over
one of the highest?
Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was like, Austin, it's like bing 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 information. This man he slide in and out of women, okay? Right. So I need you to not get your feelings caught up with this man, okay?
Yeah. Also, too,
and it seemed like the signs were there. Sorry.
Yeah.
He seemed like the way he spoke about it also was that he's been very clear with her. Because I'm sorry.
Yeah, because he said he's been a hoe. So that's all you got to tell me. Oh, okay. Do your thing, babes. You ain't got to tell me that twice. Trust me. Yeah. And if you out here being a hoe, I don't want to be with you. Because what? Yeah. My health. No. Right. But I will also say, since leaving the villa, well, while he was in the villa, and I apologize if I get any of these details wrong because I do not remember 100%, and so correct me in the comments if you do know. But while he was in the villa, he was withdrawing from being on substances. And when he left the villa, he relapsed.
Allegedly. Allegedly on all of this. What is this?
Oh, yes, allegedly. Yes. Yeah, sorry, allegedly. But, and then when he left, he allegedly relapsed. And so there was a time period, I do remember specifically him saying on a podcast that he did check himself into a rehab.
Oh, okay.
Not too long ago. Actually, not too long ago, because he was starting to spiral, and he identifies as like a high functioning addict. And so you just bringing back up his body count and this issue with, commitment and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, that might be just like another thing that fuels this dopamine response that happens for individuals who are struggling with addiction and being hooked on substances and stuff. So he was a little scrambly in that conversation with Grayson. And so I was thinking then, like, was he actively using at this time? It did kind of cross my mind just knowing that he said I'm assuming he was using during this time period because he just went to rehab not too long ago. And when he did the interview that I saw him do, he was like maybe like a month or like a couple of weeks sober. So it hadn't been that long.
Yeah, that's interesting. He was a little emotional at the end of that conversation along with her for all the straight up and down talk that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. Like, I'm like, what's happening with all the tears on both y'all? Like, you and him. Like, what is with these tears? And especially for him, when he's in the confessional talking about, sorry, this is not really like, I'm a hoe. I'm not the guy for her, hope she finds her guy. Like, what is all the tears, but maybe there's something to what you said. I have no clue, but yeah. It was an interesting little jump in and jump out, I guess, of a storyline. But, and that was like the end of episode 5 when their storyline. So yeah, I don't know.
I think the only last thing I wanted to say about these episodes was Charlie. He's just so innocent exploring the U.S. He was so excited about that basketball game.
Yeah.
I was like, how sweet and innocent is this man?
Yeah, Charlie was with Bella and Chris and Coco for that basketball game where Coco was
I like
behind.
Charlie. He has good energy.
Yeah, I like Charlie too. He gives a little like a little like, I don't know, like something seems boyish about him, in the same way that it does with Chris. But like ability wise, you know, I like him.
Yeah.
The one thing I did want to say though also was Iris's meetup with TJ's mom. I thought that was really nice. I obviously TJ's mom really likes Iris, and I think TJ really likes her too. I've said this before, like even with their shit, like TJ did seem very interested and really dedicated, trying to be a good boyfriend to Iris. And so I think that she lucked up in regards to him. You know, Pepe do seem like he could be with the shits. You know, he lost him a little weight. He look like a little bit more of a bombshell now.
No, he looks good. He looks good. For sure. Somebody on the threads that I'm gonna post later was like, Pepe might be, I don't know if the thread said like Pepe might be a liar, but that face card is not declining. I was like,
yeah, he's looking nicer and nicer. Maybe it's like he's a nice out of the villa, he could dress how you, I mean, I guess in the villa he could dress how you want to dress, but I don't know, he's just giving.
Yeah, you know, he has access to all of his accessories.
I know. They want him naked in the villa because
right.
Yeah, but anywho, anything else on this episode? These drops of episodes from Love Island Beyond the Villa.
Nope, that is it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, that follow button, be in the comments. Make sure to check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Black Girls Talking TV, and we will catch you for the next drop. Bye.
Yeah, the last drop finale next week.
Yes. And make sure you stay tuned because we will be covering Love Island.
Yes. They dropping the cast the next Thursday.
Right. Yeah. We'll have a little preview of all the cast coming up, so stay tuned for that. Bye.
All right. Bye.